How is it going, everyone, and welcome back to yet another video on the channel, where in today's video I will be sharing with you guys my 2020 Stanley Cup playoff predictions. And I am quite excited as the qualifying stage has just concluded and we finally move into the first round, where we will be seeing all of these teams face off in a 7-game series, and I cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely awesome. All these series are looking really good, and we're going to get into our predictions right now. So if you guys are excited for this video, please make sure to drop a like, comment down below who you think will win the Stanley Cup, and if you would change anything on this list, let me know. I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions. Anyways, let's move right into the first seed, which is Philadelphia and Montreal. And for this one, I have to go with Philly because they looked so strong in the round robin. They ran through Tampa Bay, Washington, and Boston. I don't see them losing, despite the fact that you have to give credit to Montreal for obviously getting through Pittsburgh and defying everyone who said that they wouldn't go through. So you have to give it to them for that, but I think this is the end of the road for Montreal. I think they could possibly push this one to a 5, maybe 6-game series, but there's no way I see Philly losing this one. Anyways, moving to the next wave, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And for this one, despite the fact that the Columbus Blue Jackets did win last year, I have to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning, solely on the fact that they just look too good. Do I see Columbus doing this back-to-back? No. So for this one, I'm gonna have to go with Tampa Bay. Again, can't fault them. They did defy, obviously, a lot of people's opinions that they wouldn't beat the Leafs, and they went and did that, so you have to hand it to them, but again, this might be the end of the road. Anyways, moving to the third one, we have the Washington Capitals versus the New York Islanders. And for this one, I'm gonna have to go with the New York Islanders. I feel like they are really slept on in this playoffs, and personally for me, I feel like the Washington Capitals just didn't really look that good, if I'm being honest. I know, unpopular opinion, but I don't know, something seemed a little bit off with them, and I'm just going to have to give it to New York. They looked really good against the Panthers in their play-in, and I don't see them stopping much sooner yet, so going to have to give this one to New York. Anyways, the next one we have Boston and Carolina, and for this one, another upset, but I have Carolina. They just honestly looked way too good. And, Boston did not look that great. They went 0 for 3, and Carolina went 3-0. So let the numbers speak for themselves. I have to go with Carolina for this one. And this week makes up the second round on the east side. Let's move into the west side, where first up we have Vegas and Chicago. Okay. So for Vegas and Chicago, obviously Chicago is a very big underdog. I feel like they're one of those teams that you cannot sleep on. Obviously, we saw that with the Oilers. A lot of people thought that the Oilers were absolutely going to destroy the Hawks. And personally, I don't want to sound like I predicted it or anything, but in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, playoff Kane, playoff Taves, these guys have so much more experience than the Oilers, and I saw that in the first qualifying round between those teams. But can they beat the Vegas Golden Knights? My answer is no. I think that the Vegas Golden Knights are one of the strongest teams, and any team that would go up against them, it's very hard. Honestly, it's so hard to make them lose momentum. They could be down 3-0 and still pushing really, really hard. So Vegas has to get this one 1-0 for that one. 1-0, what am I saying? Anyways, sorry, I think it's going to be a 6-game series between these teams. I have no clue why I said 1-0. Anyways, we move into the next one. We have Colorado and Arizona. And for this one, I think this one's pretty obvious. It's got to be Colorado. Again, I feel like Arizona, yes, a very strong team who with a lot of skilled players, Taylor Hall, Phil Kessel, Clayton Keller, all these guys are very good. But the Avs are just a tier above them with guys like McKinnon, McCarr, Landeskog, Granton, and the list goes on, and they have so many good players. They have no bad players on their team, and their goaltending is really good. Both of their goalies are good, so I do not see that the Colorado Avalanche would be losing this one personally, and I think they're going to win it, so I have to give this one to Colorado. Next up, we have Dallas and Calgary, and okay, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. I feel like Dallas did not have the greatest round robin. They went 1-2, barely beating the St. Louis Blues, who went 0-3 this morning. But for this one, despite the fact that Dallas was the round robin team and with the seed above, I have to give Calgary the edge on this one. I feel like they're just going to be absolutely physical to the bone, and I feel like guys like Kachuk are just going to be going after these skilled players on Dallas and just injuring them. So that's why I have to give this one to Calgary over Colorado. So it is close, but I would have to give this one Calgary. I could see this series going to 7 though, so we'll see. Next up, and last but not least in the first round, we have the St. Louis Blues and my Vancouver Canucks. Okay. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for this one already because St. Louis is the reigning champs. You know, obviously a lot of people doubted them last year, and they went to win the cup. So I don't know, man. I have to stick up for my boys, though. I have to go Vancouver. Just solely because I believe in them, you know? Like, when I look at that group, like, I believe that they can win. They looked really good in the last 3 games against the Wild to take it 3-1. And they're on a 3-game winning streak against the Wild, obviously, to win this series. They did not look good in the first game. But coming off of a high there, I feel like the Vancouver Canucks could really take the St. Louis Blues in this one, who went 0-3 in their round robin. So I don't want to call anything, but actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with Vancouver. Okay, you can hate me in the comments if you want, but Vancouver's gonna beat St. Louis guaranteed. Okay. Anyways, we're moving to the next one. And wait, what? Shouldn't it be? Never mind. I don't even know what's going on here, but I thought that Calgary would play Vancouver. Anyways. Alright, so we have Vegas and Calgary next up, and for this one, I'm gonna have to go with the Vegas Golden Knights. They just look too good, and I see them going really far in this one, so no more explanation, Vegas has got it. Next up, I have Colorado and Vancouver, and again, another one that is really, really tough, because obviously I'm a Canucks fan, I am biased, and I'm willing to admit that, but Colorado is just so strong. They have so many good players, and I feel like they're gonna win it. I want to be wrong in this, but I can't look like too much of a biased Canucks fan, so Colorado's got this one. They're gonna beat the Vancouver Canucks in probably round 6, so yeah, it pains me to do that, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, next up on the East, we have Philadelphia and New York. So for this one, I think these are two of the top teams in the East. I'm gonna have to go with Philly though, barely. I think this series could go all the way to 7, but Philly just looked too strong, and you know, New York did show a couple of signs of, you know, weakness on their defense, and they didn't look that organized a couple of times against Florida, but they were able to get it solely on the fact that their offensive production was so good. Philly, on the other hand, just looked so good. Their goaltending was good, their defense is good, and their forwards are just on fire, so I have to go with Philly for this one. Next up, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. This one, I'm going to give to the Canes. I know, unpopular opinion, I know, but the Canes just looked so good against the Rangers. I don't see them losing, and they're just such a deep team. I think that people are underestimating how many people they actually picked up in this trade deadline. Like Trocheck, like guys like that are just making such a big difference in the lineup, and we saw that against the Rangers. People thought that the Rangers were just going to absolutely hammer them, but Carolina acquired quite a few players, and you know, it really shows that, you know, they're a good team and they're here to win. So this is my top 4 for sure. Vegas, Colorado, Philly, and Carolina. All right. Now, moving into the Eastern Conference Finals, I have Philly and Carolina, obviously, and for this one, I could see going all the way. It could go to 7. So this one's going to be really tough, but I have to go with Philly. I have to. They just look so good. I know I've said this for them every time, but it's true. They looked so good, and I can't fault them. They're such a good team, and they're going to go to Cup Finals. On the West, we have the Vegas Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche. Again, a very close series, definitely one that I would watch the hell out of. It would be such a fun series to watch. For this one, I'm going to go for Vegas. The Vegas solely on the fact that I'm scared of them. Being a Canucks fan, the Canucks have only beaten Vegas twice in their existence. They're just such a strong team, and I don't see them losing to Colorado, honestly. They're so good. They beat them in the round robin, and I could see them beating them in a full-blown series in the conference finals, which would take them to the finals yet again. Honestly, I said it once, I said it again. Vegas went to the Cup Finals in their first year. They would have gone to the Cup Finals if it weren't for that penalty Pavelski had to go through. Or sorry, was that Cody Eakin who did on Pavelski? And they would have won. They were up 3-0. huge momentum shifter, and they lost 4-3 in double overtime. This year, they're going to go back to the Cup Finals, and this one's going to be really interesting. It's Vegas and Philly. Oh, man. Okay. So for this one's really close, but... And I know how much I've been praising Philly, and I know how much I've been praising Vegas. I wonder which one I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose Vegas. Vegas is going to win the Cup. Vegas will win the Cup. Yeah. Crazy, I know, but I'm going to have to go with Vegas. I mean... It's close. I mean, what can I say? It's close. I mean, Philly's such a good team, but I just feel like Vegas just has that X factor that they just could drive them. That factor that just can take them to go from 100% to 110% that I feel Philly might not have as a bit more of an inexperienced team. So I'm going to go with Vegas. They're unstoppable, and they will be the champions of 2020 in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they will win the Cup. As for the number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup final, geez, how many goals are scored in a series? I'm gonna go with just a random number. Let's go 28. 28's the number. 28's the magic number that they're gonna score. Actually, yeah, 28. It's the one. That's the one. Anyways, next up. Oh, all right. So this is what we're doing now. Okay, Vancouver in 4 or St. Louis. Okay, I'm gonna go Van over St. Louis in 6 games. Dallas versus Calgary. I'm gonna go with that one. For Calgary in 7 games. Colorado, Arizona, I see that one in 5 games. It's over. Vegas, Chicago, 5 games. 5 games. Philly, Montreal, 4. Actually, 5. Montreal will win 1. They have a bit of momentum. Tampa Bay and the Columbus Blue Jackets. 6. I'm going to go 6. This one's going to be a bit closer. Washington versus the New York Islanders. I'm going to go... New York in 6. Next up is Boston and Carolina. I'm going with Carolina in 5. And there we go. That is my bracket. Alright, so I've chosen this bracket. Let me know if you think you can beat this. I think that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you stuck around. And obviously answer the question of the day. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.